welcome everybody. Stuka Joe here. Welcome to a live show with guests finally and with audio. Audio is always good, especially in the intro. We don't have that mishap we had the other day. So today we have two guests from Wharf Rat Games. Let me see if I can move like in the middle there. Okay, we will be taking a look at what Wharf Rat is about, and we'll bring our two guests. And let's check out who is in the chat first. Let's bring our chat, and we have the one and only Bend Over. Welcome. We also have Gray Company 11. Welcome. We have our man in Belgium, Christophe the clerk, and a copy of Mr. President is on your way. And we have also Thomas Hartless from Detroit. Welcome. So it's great to have all of you. We have another new thing we have up there is the YouTube counter. I took out the Facebook because I'm not streaming to Facebook yet. That's a completely different animal. So we have 12 people. Welcome everybody. I don't know if Compass ended already, but if we have also, from down under. Still having problems with the mic? No, how about now? Yeah, I think I know what it is. I got to get close to the mic. Goes in and out. Okay. So, so that's our technical problem for today. Thanks. Okay. Salt Lake is watching. And you like the backdrop. Okay. Yeah, I think I got to get close to that mic. So I'll keep that in mind. Stay close to the mic. So let's see. Let's bring our guest in. Yeah, it's better. I got to keep close to the mic. I know. So I got it here, but the mic is invisible. I'm almost eating the damn thing, but let's bring our guest now. And here they are. We got Heilman and Wes Crawford. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing, Joe? Good to see you.
Great to see you. Thanks for coming on to the show. We got our people on the chat. It's better now. Okay. So this is what it really looks like. This is what it really. See the mic here? It's it's close, but okay.
Don't eat the mic.
No, I don't want to eat that. No. Okay. So thanks for coming in, guys. The Wharf Rat guys. So Wharf Rat Games. The first thing I think people want to know is the name. I mean, the name, because wargaming companies are getting stranger names every day. You got Flying Pig. I mean, Avalon Hill was pretty sanitized. Avalon Hill. SPI. That, it's a name of. Then you got GMT was the initials, Gene and two other guys, right? So, But then you start getting Flying Pig games, Revolution games, and now we got Wharf Rat Games. So where does that come from?
Well, if you don't mind, I want to go back to Avalon Hill because Wes and I not that long ago went and visited the hill where Avalon is, and
I saw the video.
Yeah, that's indeed where that name came from. It's a part of a park area now. So that's in the Baltimore area. We're also in the Baltimore area, and we're one of the few Baltimore gaming companies in existence right now. We kind of think of ourselves as the heirs to that great legacy that is Avalon Hill. But we really wanted to come up with a game company name that was reminiscent of Baltimore, that evoked a lot about Baltimore and Baltimore's past. I've lived in Baltimore pretty much my whole life, born and raised here, and Wes is from elsewhere, but worked in Baltimore for a very long time. How long did you work in Baltimore, Wes?
I taught at Goucher College for 28 years. So
that's a long time. So
you're nearby, Wes, right? You're in Virginia?
I'm in Silver Spring, Maryland, but I'm originally
Maryland.
from Blacksburg, Virginia, where Virginia Tech is.
So you guys actually meet physically. You see each other.
Oh yeah, we tried to. Actually, Wes was over at my house on Sunday. We were playing games.
Yeah,
which was odd for us because we never get to play games. We just design games and publish games and do artwork for games and graphic design. That's actually to sit down and play a game was pretty amazing. But
that's not common these days. VUCA, you got the artist is in Argentina. and Patrick is in Germany, so it's these guys, they don't physically see each other too much, so that's a good thing.
No, I mean most of my designs have been with people that have been all around the world. But so it's kind of unique for us to be able to get together. And because we're, as I said, Maryland, Baltimore company, we really wanted to come up with something that evoked the history and concept of Baltimore. And so we thought about different things, but we kept coming back to some sort of uh, sea, marine, Baltimore as a port city type theme. And we thought about all different types of things like Clipper City Games and, to evoke the old Clipper ships and that sort of stuff. But my wife actually came up with the idea of Wharf Rat, and it's a little irreverent. It's a little bit tongue in cheek. We in Baltimore very much appreciate our many rats, both the wharf kind and the black kind that are all throughout Baltimore. There is even in Baltimore, if you ever come up to Baltimore, everyone has little rat stickers on their cars. So it felt like a good match for us to be a little bit tongue in cheek, a little bit irreverent, kind of fit our personality, and also to kind of give that hint of we're from Baltimore and we're very proud of being from Baltimore, which, of course, as I said, it's a great place for gaming, not only because of Avalon Hill and that history, but also the Ouija board was invented in Baltimore. So that's another cool link to, I don't know if that's gaming, but we'll call it gaming since you can buy it at a game store.
And
So
Funko has a game on it right now too, right?
there you go. There you go.
Okay.
That is us, Wharf Rat Games, and we are the Wharf Rats, Ryan and Wes.
Yeah, and so what? Yeah, to sum it up, there, we just didn't want something too stuffy either. So something that represents the tradition and history of Baltimore, because history is still very important to us, but a
Yeah,
little irreverent and something you might remember. And what's the first thing everybody asks? Why'd you name yourself after a Grateful Dead song? So,
that's true.
no,
Oh, I didn't know that.
we weren't even thinking of that. But
Okay.
Yep.
Well, Christoph says that Wharf
Thank you.
Rat Games it's a catchy name. I like the logo too. The logo
Oh,
looks
thank
nice.
you. Yeah, we
the
had a guy named Alex Zadering who had done artwork for Booth and for Tattered Flags. He did the logo for us, so we really like it and appreciate it.
the only thing is, if you say it fast, it sounds like you're saying war frat.
No, that's okay.
That works for when we do the war games too, right?
Still, yeah, won't affect sales, I suppose.
No.
Not at all.
And of course, you have it's a war game company. You guys are war game designers and developers. So, what was your first war game?
That we played or designed?
Yeah, that you ever played as a human being?
I'm going to get a show and tell.
Okay, while he's doing the show and tell, let me think. I don't know, probably something like Avalon Hill Gettysburg, something to that effect.
Okay.
Definitely remember playing that with my friend. Post things like Risk and things like that. But
The Avalon Hill Gettysburg that had the squares or the hexes?
I was thinking about that, and I don't recall. It might have been one of the
Okay.
later ones. Even after that, it might have been that later 70 some version one. But I remember playing with him, my friend, in the basement, and I was the Union in that particular game. And I remember very clearly winning. The game and just demolishing him. And he was so upset with me that I had won that game. And I was like, "Why are you upset? It's just a game I've won." He's like, "Yes, but you had 30% casualties in that particular game, and that wouldn't have been possible and realistic." And da 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 da. I'm like, "It's a game." I wasn't worried about the casualties of these little cardboard pieces. I was just trying to win any way I could. If it meant slaughtering tons of my men, but I did. So that was fun.
Okay.
And then we moved on to things like a lot of the Axis and Allies and things like that. But we always had a great affinity for the Avalon Hill games because of our proximity to it. I grew up within 2-3 miles of Avalon Hill, so we always had Avalon Hill games in our house.
Great.
Wes, show and tell.
Can you see this?
Oh, yeah, let me blow this up here.
This used to be the back
Oh.
of a comic book,
I
right?
remember.
Anybody
I ordered one of
remember
those.
that? And Tank Trap. I got to read this to you. A tank is a crawling, armored, skinned, fire-spitting, man-eating monster that preys on any helpless enemy, but can be stopped with courage and daring. You're the live bait in this tank trap game. How could a 9-year-old kid resist that? That
That's
was
yeah.
too
That's
much.
Helen of Toy, right?
Exactly right. I loved this so much. I got one and framed it, but it's in my office. But I ordered that. It says it was $1.69. Remember sending that off, waiting 6-8 months. You talk about, we complain about the how long it takes for Kickstarters to arrive and stuff. It was bad back then too. And for
And I
dollars,
remember, yeah. And the map was this plastic, like parachute, cheap toy
Yeah.
parachute plastic.
yeah.
like a little
That
flight.
was the map.
And you had little plastic tanks. They were cool because they had a rubber band that connected the front and the back. And as you move them or they go over some obstacle on the map, they might blow up. And so that was the coolest thing. And then I went and more recently found one on eBay and got a huge steal of a deal for, how that was $1.69. I think I paid $169.
Oh, geez.
Wow. Yeah, nowadays.
Anyway, that's where I started, and from there went into the Milton Bradley, games like what are they? The different ones they had. They were called the Civil War one.
Yeah, that was Battle Cry.
Battle Cry. Yeah, it was.
I have those. I have.
Yeah, me too. I've got some of those.
I think we're basically of the same generation. A good show one day would be just to pull out each of those games.
Yes.
And show them, because those were war games for us then. I mean, right now you look at them and they're not very, they were just very basic, but that was Battle Cry. You probably had Broadsides.
Yes, that was a good one. It took some thinking and stuff, and
Yeah.
little ships where you pulled out the sails when you took hits.
You took a hit and you took a sail off, and you had to go through the cannons, and you'd take a sail off or put a space on the mines, and some of the mines would also destroy your ship. And then there was Dogfight.
Yeah, and I have that. I
that
haven't played it. I'd never played that when I was young.
I have all those games. I've lost very little of my games since my childhood. I have that one, Dogfight. Then there was, I think, Hit the Beach. You remember Hit the Beach?
Yeah.
Hit the Beach was.
Reading about that didn't sound as cool to me. Did you like it?
It was fun. It's a die roller. The Japanese are in the middle, and we are each a Marine or an Army division. Try to get to the middle of the map, and then if I kill a defender, I put it in your path.
Okay.
So it's a kind,
Well,
and then there was another one.
There's the one I never knew about or remembered from those days, but I've got a copy because I saw a Skirmish, the American Revolution.
Skirmish came later, yeah. That was like the fifth game, Skirmish. I have that one too.
Best one. That's the best one in many ways. I mean, that one can hold its own, with a game of the similar complexity to today. And I think Grant, with Worthington, I think if I'm reading between the lines light on their current Kickstarter, they've basically taken that and then adapted it and maybe done a few things to it. And so it's still alive,
Yeah,
But
Skirmish
after that
was cool, yeah.
comes Midway. And Midway was my first Avalon Hill.
Okay. Midway, okay.
And I've always had a fondness for hidden movement and that sort of thing ever since, really, because that was just, Battleship on steroids. And, of course, then strategy and tactics, subscription and all that came up through middle school and things.
I don't know if you guys, because our generation, we've been through the more primitive wargaming era where that Avalon Hill CRT was in every game. And it was in Africa Corps, it was in Waterloo. And when Africa Corps came out, we said, yeah, an African game, same combat result table.
Yeah.
In Stalingrad, yeah. But it was magical because not a lot of games came out, and everybody would play the games that would come out.
Sure.
And now there's so many games coming out that I think it's an injustice. A lot of games don't get even coverage.
Yep.
And that's where I think this YouTube thing can help out get coverage to games, because there's games published in the United States, there's games published in France, Germany, Spain, Italy, in China. In China's a whole world there that we don't know about.
Japan.
and it's really something when you think about the old times. SPI for me it was magical to have a game in a magazine. That was like,
Mhm.
it still blows my mind. I'm a magazine game freak. So.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I love magazine games myself, and my good friend Dave, who also was at our house on Sunday rather. He's a huge magazine game person. So, but it's a tough market right now. I mean, you're right. I mean, we almost long for those days when Avalon Hill would put out one game a year, and then everyone was playing it. Everyone knew that game, and so you would go over to someone's house and you would know the rules ready to go to play those games. It wasn't difficult at all, and even strategy and tactics, even with those magazine games, weren't putting out that many a year. Now
Yeah.
there's just so many games coming out, and to break into the market and to have anybody know what you're doing and to have any sort of coverage is very, very, very difficult. And it's a bit of a challenge that Wes and I have been trying to tackle just this past year. You know.
And you've designed games actually, Ryan. I did a
Mhm.
playthrough on Brave Little Belgium, which I
Yep.
enjoyed very much.
Mhm.
So
Thank you. I appreciate it.
and I know you designed the one. I think the one on Poland. I still
Yep.
have it on. Still have it in shrink. What a shame. I gotta
I
get to
think
that one.
I seem to remember maybe your Stuka image might be a similar Stuka image that I have in that game, but I could be wrong. But yeah, there was three games originally. It was the Brave Little Belgian, and then the White Eagle Defiant. There it is.
There it is.
And then the futuristic one, Genoropod, all of which use the Brave Little Belgian system, or we sometimes
Okay.
call it the David and Goliath system, trying to model situations where strong forces against a weaker nation, and how can you model that and make it still fun
Mm.
and enjoyable. And that was with me and my good friend Dave Shaw, who I just mentioned a minute ago, who is the big magazine game freak. Um, and then we've done some other stuff. Wes and I did a game together on the pursuit of John Wilkes Booth with
Mhm.
Blue Panther.
Blue Panther.
Um,
Yes.
and I also did the Struggle for Zorn with Hermann Luttmann and Fred Manzo, and that's also with Blue Panther. And been doing a lot of development work with Blue Panther and with Hollandspiel and with a little bit with Flying Pig as well. So been busy.
Yes.
And
So that leads me to this other question, because Wes, I know you have Engine Thieves that came out with Compass.
Yes.
And you showed me a prototype of the John Wilkes Booth game and DC Circle. That was 2 years
Yeah.
ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's out. We're really happy with that one. I have two more games signed with Compass, and they've been turned in. So one is an historical fantasy called Flat Earth, and it's definitely
Okay.
fantasy is sort of underlined there. But then the other one is the flip side of the coin to Engine Thieves is the Confederate raid on St. Albans, Vermont, because I think small unit Civil War raids have been greatly underrepresented, and the stories that they tell are just fascinating. So I really have a fondness for that, and there'll probably be more.
and
But
that game's how Wes and I actually met.
yeah. See, Brian
Okay.
did
Great.
the prototype for me for that, and it was I think he did a great job with it. Actually, and that's how we met. But
Hmm.
how we got introduced was I wrote something on Facebook. Wow, there's a store, and they said they have 1,000 used games, and they're gonna, sell them cheap, and everybody come in and see it. I'm gonna go. And you wrote me, and you said, I can do better. I've got that many games. I can do better.
Stop by my house.
That's how we started our first dialogue. That was
That's
that was
true.
funny to
Yeah,
think
that's
about.
true.
But
And
hey,
here we.
it ought to
Yeah.
be that,
Yes.
and I think it ought to be said, if you don't mind me saying, Ryan,
Go ahead.
that Brave Little Belgium, and White Eagle Defiant, who owns the rights to that at the moment?
Dave and I do. Dave and I
Yes.
own the both rights. Actually, we own the rights to all three. Giant
So-
Pod just went out too, so we own the rights to all three of those games. And I think I could be wrong, but I have a feeling there might be a company that has a rat in the title that might eventually pick up those games and re-release them. Put
More
out a nice,
deluxeified.
yeah,
That
deluxe
yeah.
version of it. Of both, definitely a Brave Little Belgium, And I've tasked Dave with taking a look at John Pod and figuring out how we can even improve that, try to get some miniatures and things into that game, which would be a lot of fun because of all the different monsters and things in that game. So yeah, we have some plans for those later in the in the future, maybe a couple years.
Okay.
We've actually already sort of made some changes to Brave Little Belgium to try out some different things with that. No major changes, just doing card draw instead of chip pull and things like that to try to
Oh,
simplify it.
cool.
So,
The thing with cards is I think people associate fun with cards. It's because it's the unexpected is coming, with a card. And so I think between chit pull and card pull, I mean, there's not a lot of difference. Sometimes
no, there isn't.
it has to be chit pull because of convenience, because otherwise maybe there's too many chits or maybe you just, I don't know, budget or something. But
Well, that's
cards
exactly
are,
correct. You're dead on that because when I created Brave Little Belgium, I purposely designed every component to meet the Hollandspiel spec that they were currently doing. So I knew they tended to do smallish 17 by 22 maps. They were doing 5/8 inch counters, and they were doing 88 counters. And so I made the game purposely around that. I made it so that I would not exceed the 88 counters, so that everything would fit on that 17 by 22 map. That I could get the rule book within 6 to 8 pages, for economic reasons, really, so that they would more likely be interested in it, more likely want to pick it up and have at the time. I think it was like a $35 game when it first came out.
and
Happy to do it.
Here's Pete. He has some suggestions for you, so he can contact you. Brave Little Belgium. I enjoyed it very much, and I understand the constraints that Hollandspiel has. It's the same situation with magazine games. But then therein lies the challenge.
Sure.
I have a lot of respect for people that are going to do a magazine game because they are operating under a lot of constraints. So you have to, every component, you have to juice it out. It has to be useful and it has to serve its purpose. So it's
and that was always
school,
And that was always the logic that I took with that game, and really with most of the games that I do, is that if that component, if that rule, if that mechanic is not going to help support the story, even if it's the most fun thing in the world, but it's not going to help support that story that we're trying to tell, then it's gone.
Yeah.
And that has been a successful way to look at it and to keep games speedy and fun and interesting. So yeah, feel free to send me any suggestions, info@wharfratgames.com. Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Big hexes, big counters would be on the map. We would not be limiting it to a 17 by 22 map at all. So
yeah, we'd love to hear from anybody. But
that takes me to our next question. That is, Wharf Rat Games, new company. So we see is there like a philosophy that you guys are going to stick to? We know there's companies that do a lot of hex and counter games, huge games, but what is your philosophy going forward? Even though you're starting now.
In our part of our mission statement is we want to do games of conflict, and those can be war, they can be political, economic, they can be science fiction, they can be fantasy. That's what we're looking for. If as somebody says, can we pitch a game to you? We first say it has to fall into those categories. That there has to be, we're allowed to break our rules if we have to, but there needs to be some way to play it solo in our mind, and we want it to be under 2 hours, even shorter if possible, but still present a lot.
I push for shorter.
Yes,
90 minutes or less.
I think the shorter the game, the more it's going to be played. But I mean, you don't want to make it so short that you're playing 5 minutes. Like Kamikaze Leader. That was a joke I made once there for DVG. Why don't you make Kamikaze Leader? You can play a full campaign in 5 minutes. No, that didn't go well over there. But it's it has to be short, but it has to have it has to have that juice. It has to have your attention for the amount of time.
But we have a 5-minute game that Ryan designed that we're giving away to everybody that follows our A Forlorn Hope pre-launch coming up February 10th.
I'm the master of 5-minute games. My most loved game is a 5-minute game. The Lucky Little Luxembourg, Charles S. Roberts award-winning game.
Hey,
So nice.
there's a guy that came out with World War II in an hour.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I was gonna write in the chat, but I didn't say I was gonna write this. Any scenarios with the game there? And I
Yeah.
know, but but no, I think there is a market for shorter games. And forget, I have a YouTube channel, so I'm in the search for TV friendly games. So if my goal this year is to play a game like, let's take the John Will Smith game, and I bring on Wes as a guest,
Hmm.
and you, Wes, are playing the game. I'm just the croupier. I can do color commentary, whatever. But
Hmm.
the viewer knows exactly what's happening, and they understand each space, each feature of the game. So it's not a camera at 10,000 feet and you don't know what's going on. It's you are there, and I put the game in front of the person. But not all games are like that.
Yeah.
No, not all are.
That one would
Um,
fit. Ryan and I designed
mhm.
that John Wilkes.
Fairly short one.
That would
It can run real short if you don't do well in it.
Yeah, yeah.
he escapes too fast.
Yep, yep.
But
So
The
you,
yeah,
other,
yeah, I'll just say even that. I mean, that's really historically researched. I mean, I read books and books and took notes and notes. And Ryan went back over maps and found things I had no idea existed in 1865 DC. And so, even though the premise is he can escape out west or go to New York and hide
Mhm,
out and get to Europe in the game, it's possible. Everything else is very much historically researched. And I
mhm.
think that's what's important to us too.
and
If it's
and
We
I like your open mindedness to games about conflicts, because
yes.
I mean, we love our war games. We love the zones of control. We love hex and counter games, but we want to see games like that. The Confederate raid in, where was it, in
St. Albans,
Alvin.
Vermont.
St. Albans, Vermont. Where
Mhm.
where else are you going to see that? You're not going to see that. And I'm one that I want to learn about new conflicts. And maybe it's not a hex and counter game. It doesn't have to be always a hex and counter game. And and
Yeah,
and different mechanics.
Yep.
And so that sort of thing, like not tying yourself to a particular conflict or a particular game system, or mechanics. I think that's a very interesting offering.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
that we study the situation, the history, and then find the mechanics from that. I mean, nothing new is new under the sun, but at the same time, we will tailor. We will take that. We're not going to start say, "I want to make this kind of game," and then find some subject on it or something. Sorry to
No,
interrupt.
not no,
It's
not
okay.
typically. I mean, sometimes I might have some idea and wonder where that might fit, but
Yeah.
normally we're going to come up with the story first or the history first. I mean, I'm working on a game right now on resistance fighters, young boys in Denmark in World War II, using a kind of unique deck building merging type mechanic. It's a card game, cooperative card game, but it definitely has conflict. You're definitely trying to
Yeah.
defeat the Nazis, but there are no hex counters or anything in that like that. It's all
and
cards.
and we're lucky that in these times there's war gamers are more open minded. It wasn't always like that.
No.
It has to be hex and counter, otherwise, I'm not
Oh,
playing it.
oh, I
It-
took grief on the fact that my game was point to point. You know,
okay,
so I
okay,
know that. Where's the hex and counters part?
that's
In
that's
fact, it's kind of funny. I haven't yet really done a pure hex encounter game. Everything I've done has been like an area type thing, or point to point, or something even more
hmm
abstract with cards. I've one of these days I'm going to have to go back and tackle a nice, more traditional. I mean, I've worked on them. I worked on some hex encounter games, but never really found the right thing I wanted and the right mechanics I wanted to actually release something. So maybe eventually.
So let's talk about the game, not that one. Oops.
We can talk about that.
Okay,
That's
let's
the
talk
free
about
game.
that's the free game you were talking about. A
Yes.
summer in Sarajevo. Okay,
We need to know
and
Well,
the
this
the
is all.
idea, the
Where,
idea.
where
Go
yeah,
ahead.
where's this available?
This is available if you go to BackerKit and search for A Forlorn Hope, which is a game that we are releasing. this year by Hermann Luttmann, and you follow the game, A Forlorn Hope, on BackerKit, you can download this game, and it is print and play, just as you did. You can print it out, cut it out, and you mounted the counters. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All you need to provide is a die. Everything else is on the back or front of that little postcard there. So fun little 5 minutes.
Yeah, we have a
game.
die there.
Yeah, we have a die for later. But
Okay, yeah.
the thought behind this was one day I was talking to Wes, and I said, we have this game we're putting out, A Forlorn Hope, which is a World War One game. And I said, well, what can we do to provide somebody with a little freebie just for following the game? And I said, let me think about that. And I thought, well, why not go back to the origins of World War One and the assassination of Franz Ferdinand and his wife? And I thought, is it something I possibly could game? And I came up with some ideas and created it. And actually extends a little bit of some things I used to do with my students in school. I'm currently a tech teacher, but used to be a history teacher. And I used to do a simulation of the events of Sarajevo, where one kid would be Franz Ferdinand, one would be the wife, and one would be Prince Ship, one would be the other bomber, et cetera, et cetera. And some would be the crowd. And we would recreate the steps of the car going through on the Apple Key. And all the way down to the last words of Francis Ferdinand, which I'm going to forget, but I think he said something like, I want to say it had something to do with the kids, but I could be wrong. Maybe someone will remember. But I thought, let me see if I can come up with something. And I came up with this little game here with a couple interesting little quirks to it, some interesting mechanics to it, but very easily playable and repeatable.
Okay, so we'll play it at the end of the show, but let's talk
Sure.
about a Forlorn Hope. Let me bring that here.
We should tell about how this came to be our first game too.
Yes.
Okay. A Forlorn Hope.
Yes, it's
yes.
When we put our company together, we said let's have a little YouTube show. So we've done a half a dozen of them or more. And we had Herman on as the first guest because Ryan's been working so much with him and co-designing and developing and stuff. And, I always loved In Magnificent Style and Crowbar. And I think it's a really cool, push your luck, innovative kind of mechanic. I was skeptical at first when I first saw those games, but played them and loved them. And I said, tell us more about how In Magnificent Style came about. And he said, well, actually, it started first as a World War I trench warfare game. And I took it to Alan Emmerich at Victory Point Games. And he said, nobody cares about World War I, trench warfare game back in 2012 or something, or 2011. He said, you change it to Civil War. So it became Pickett's Charge. And of course, it's done very well with him. It did great with Worthington, who did a beautiful job with it. And, so Ryan and I looked at each other and asked him immediately, hey, do you want to go back and do that game you originally proposed? But now you have 15, almost 15 more years of design experience and do that. And he said, he told us he would love to do it. So that's how this came to be. And it is what immediately sets it aside. We can talk more about the mechanics and stuff, but what immediately first sets it aside is it uses cards rather than dice to get your actions. And it has 6 scenarios. So there'll be, different kind of terrain tiles, completely different objectives and victory point rules and things like that among the scenarios. So it's really a challenge to win this thing, as you might think World War I trench warfare might be anyway. But then you have different goals and different strategies and different situations with each scenario.
Yeah, and that's a good.
Okay.
I was
yes,
going to say
ahead,
that's a good way that you take the game, which is a game that's less than 90 minutes, but you're making it into a much more desirable game, adding those 6 scenarios. So yeah, it's a 90-minute game, and it is 1 to 3 players, solo all the way up to a cooperative with 3 players. But it has the bones not only for these 6 scenarios, but if it does well for future expansions, for future editions of even more players, do like a game up to 6 players, combination of taking the maps and combining them together, taking troops from one game, other game, mixing them together, coming up even with your own scenarios. So it's a fun concept.
And this
So,
created a
yeah.
challenge for us, Joe, because if he's going to have that many scenarios, you have now involved, you have French, British, German, and Americans in the scenarios. And every one of them might end up being the attackers. So there are 9 units in each scenario. And so we have 36 units for this game, 9 German, 9 French, 9 off. And so we said we really want to stand out. And I'll let Ryan describe exactly what we did with that. They're not just counters,
Yeah, I
although
mean,
we might offer counters too.
we've played around with using some counters, and we might actually offer some counters in the end for people that really like to use counters. But we had such we signed Tawa Abiwa, our artist, who was a former student of mine, and a really really talented artist to do the artwork for it. And she came up with these beautiful um, images, both front and back of the French units and the German units and the U.S. units and the British units. And we thought, well, we need to show these off. So we're actually working with our manufacturer to create wood pieces that are printed, that are color coded, that have the British. There's an example. That's the horizon blue for the French, the British khaki, the German Feldgrau, et cetera. But they're going to be cut out into little wooden figures that you can put along and move throughout the map. And you can even take, because you're going to be facing off against, if you're the British, you're facing off against the Germans. You can put we have little counters to represent the Germans on the other end, but you can put the wooden pieces up there, so it looks really cool as you're facing them and perching them and attacking them. So it's a fun game. That's the concept with basically counter standees, but again, that's been replaced with wooden standees that we're
And
wooden
doing.
standees. Okay.
And the art is on front and back too, like it's
Yeah.
showing there. You're seeing the back.
So you would see the front of the Germans on the other side. Right now, I just have the enemy counters there, but you can actually place the German ones up on the other side as they're facing you and attacking you. So it's a lot of fun, and she did a really cool job with the artwork and everything. So I think it's going to be quite striking and quite unique. It's got a lot of little unique things in this game that we don't see in a lot of traditional war games.
We wanted
Well,
it to stand out. The art, I see in one little square there, you're showing the board and stuff, or somebody is, Ryan, I don't know. And it's black and white. And the purpose of that part is just to really present a very bleak kind of environment. And then, as you see, we have color for the actual units. We're going to have a little more color on the board, but basically it's going to be a very stark and dangerous and depressing look. When I look at that, I think of that. And the cards have some really cool black and white art, but then the information that you need on them will be in color, and that will stand out, and the player can see it better.
And
I see some numbers in the edges there.
Yeah, that's your victory point counter or tracker.
Okay.
Probably more similar to someone who's played or more familiar with someone who's played something like Ticket to Ride more than anything. And you can see a little bit of color there, not a lot of much. It's a little more sepia on this picture, but it's more of that black and white look or the grayscale look. A little bit of color in the little triangles there. We are going to put a little bit more color in the letters and stuff that really indicate what the areas are and what colors they are. But really the focus being and this was in working with the artist, like talking to the artist, like, what do you think would be a good idea? We have some ideas, but what would you think a good idea? And she said, well, what if we do she got a comic noir look for the game. And I said, oh, that's really interesting. And then we said, well, let's do that, but let's then take the color for the critical information, the color for the nationalities, for the representation of the areas, for the icons, for that sort of thing. So when you can play the game, you have this black and white color, comic noir, almost looks like a black and white film when you're playing it. But then all the important information is in color. So it's real easy to identify and easy to see. So it makes an interesting look and a different look than I think you see in a lot of other things.
And a lot of the cards, Ryan, you did a bunch of research too, and a lot of the cards are going to have some flavor text of actually quotes from people that lived and survived in this environment, and
Yep.
commanders and different writers, and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. And
Yeah,
that really
you're right
helps.
about it.
It
About
helps
80%
paint the
of
picture.
that. Yep, yep.
Yeah.
There's some quotes from books like War Horse and other things like that, but the bulk of them, like you said, are from actual people that fought in the wars and spoke about the wars. So it's a real fun. This image here you have is just some information that's on the backer kit page. So you can, if you don't get it right now, you can come back and take a look at the backer page by following and find out more about it. But we are just really lucky, as it says there, to have attracted Hermann Luttmann to make our first game. I mean, that's in some regards pretty rare. I mean, a lot of times these things are, you make a new company and it's a vanity project. That's the Ryan Heilman show. I'm going to make this company just to put out my own game. And we determined very early on that's not what we wanted to do. We wanted to go and find somebody else that designed something cool and interesting and put their game out. And it didn't have to be someone famous like Herman. I mean, we talked to lots of different people about lots of different games, but we couldn't resist when Herman
Mhm.
told us about his game. It's like, well, yeah, let's do that. And we worked so well with Herman anyway, because I work with him a lot, and Wes works with him too, that we knew it would be a good relationship and everything would go really well. Um, but it's a fun game. It is a tactical game, as it says there. It is you controlling these individual regiments, pushing your luck, trying to get them to move through no man's land, constantly being hit by machine gun fire, by enemy artillery, trying to crawl your way out of shell craters, getting back up into no man's land through the barbed wire, and eventually trying to destroy the enemy in the other trench. And it has some other cool mechanics interspersed where you can get commanders that you can use to help you out. You can get special tactics chits that you can pull to help you out throughout the game. There's counters that represent gas attacks. As I said, artillery attacks a minute ago. Lots of fun stuff there in a very, very, well, not a very big game in reality. As I said, it's got the bones for some really, really cool additional fun stuff. In fact, I just demoed the game to some of my students one day. They had finished a project they were working on, and we was showing them the game, and three of them sat down and played, and I didn't know what they would take away from it, but one of the young guys that I showed it to, he then put a comment on BGG, and he understood completely. He's like, "Oh, this game is great, lots of fun. You can see it's got clearly the bones for future expansions, and you can add in new nationalities and new scenarios representing new battles and new maps and all sorts of fun stuff." So that's really hopefully the future of this. So it's not a one and done deal.
Yeah.
And this first installment, what nationalities will it include?
Go ahead, Wes.
It's got the French, British, Germans, and Americans. So that's 36 wooden standees we're going to have, because sometimes the British are attacking the Germans, sometimes the Germans are attacking the French, all that sort of thing. He has, this really excites me, he has a lost battalion scenario. So you saw the map. So you don't know where these Americans are on the map, but you have to go in and get past Germans to get to them, to rescue them. I mean, it's, so anybody that's played a Magnificent style, yeah, you're going to learn it really quickly when you take it out of the box. But at the same time, some of these scenarios are going to have total new surprises that are nothing like it. And I like the card activation. If say it in a nutshell, you have 3 battalions, each with 3 companies, and you draw 4 cards for activation, and you have to assign them for one for each battalion, which will then affect one company. And you also can pick cards that say draw an event card. There's an event card deck this thick. Am I exaggerating? I don't think I
No,
am.
it's 53 cards. They're right.
Every card is bad. It's machine gun fire, artillery, everything. It's really pretty cool. So then you have to figure out what to do with your 3 cards if you also have to pick one of those. And you don't want to lose cohesion, because you can have catastrophic cohesion loss and all this. So to sum it up, I want to go back and just from what I'm saying, because I think you can see I'm sort of enthusiastic about this. It's really been a pleasure to be in all these, even if I wasn't part of this company, to be in part of all these emails. We say, well, okay, Herman might say, I think I have a little problem here in playtest, and I got to figure out how to solve it. And then to be part of the process and see the process go down where he does figure out all these really cool solutions. And it's just like, as the designer hat on me just comes out and says, oh my God, this is like, I should be paying him to
Mhm.
be part of this, you know? So it's
And
really been a thrill.
so each of the nationalities has special, they have special abilities or distinct qualities to each other.
So only in that the commanders in charge of each one has certain special powers, and they do
Mhm.
vary a little bit. And the tactics chits that you have vary a little bit, depending on, like I might like the three on the left hand side might have this one
Mhm.
tactic shit that does one thing that's a little different than the one in the middle. We haven't actually assigned specific special powers to the specific nationalities. There's a little bit in some of the scenarios where the inexperienced Germans in one scenario might have to do one thing, where the British in another might have to do something else, that sort of thing.
Okay.
But that would be something to think about in the future. That's a really good idea. And I
Mhm.
noticed that somebody posted a Black Adder expansion, and I will tell you there is already a Black Adder reference in this game. And I won't spoil it, but he'll have to stay tuned and take a look at that when he buys the game.
Okay.
So,
Great,
little,
great.
little
Exactly.
teaser.
It's still the push your luck system, where you better know when to hunker your units down so that
Mhm.
they're a little better protected, and you're not going to get hurt and pushed back and all that. So that's the push your luck system. How far can I keep going? Because the turn doesn't end. You only have a finite number of turns. The turn doesn't end until everybody's either hunkered down or pinned, and you don't want to be pinned because it's hard to get them moving again. I
Mhm.
mean, and I mean, so just even though you look at this, you see a square grid, and all of us hex people are a little look a little askew at something like that. But man, it really represents, to my mind, the feelings and the challenges that you sort of have as we read our books on World War One, and what you get from that. So that's what's really cool about it.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Great. So let me announce something to the viewers here because they've
Sure.
been sticking around. I'm going to put the banner here because today we do have a giveaway, and today's giveaway is Prelude to Vicksburg from Revolution Games. This is one of the what do you call it? This is a series that was started by Hermann Luttmann too. This is have it here, Black
Black
uh,
Swan.
Black Swan, no, Black
No,
Swan,
what is it? Now I'm gonna
Blind Swords. I
blind.
went
Blind story.
I went blank. Blind Swords game.
Yeah,
Have
that's
it
one.
here. And the rules for the giveaway are pretty simple. If you are in any of the 50 states or Puerto Rico, because I'm in Puerto Rico, you don't pay anything. You don't pay any shipping. If you are outside of the United States, of the 50 states or Puerto Rico, we split shipping because I'm not
Mm.
I'm not a game company, and I want to do more shows. so
I
so
don't
the
blame you.
so the to participate, hashtag Vicksburg. Hashtag Vicksburg. I'm going to leave the ticker on. At the end of the show, we'll be doing the giveaway. So, and this particular game was designed by, let me see, let me put on the camera here. Okay, we have it here. This particular game, the designer is Stephen Oliver, developer Melvin Deal, and you have graphics there by Oliver, Charles Kibler, and Mark Mahaffey. This is 2024 Revolution Games. You see their counters, and the map is in more or less the style, very similar to the style of
Rick.
Rick Barber. Yes, Rick
Mhm.
Barber. So the great and late Rick Barber. So this is our giveaway for today, Prelude to Vicksburg.
Very cool. I got to get on there and put my.
No, I might sign out of the show so I can sign into this.
Okay,
Sounds
so
like fun.
we got people participating there. Christoph, you're in Belgium. You can participate, man. Christoph won Mr. President the last time around. It was
wow.
Pick one of three. He picked Mr. President, and this one was in the mix. But he picked Mr. President. I can't blame him. Okay, now you can participate. You can participate if you win.
This will be cheaper to ship.
Yeah, this definitely. To Europe should be a lot cheaper than Mr. President. I learned that after a certain weight, it's really costly. But this one doesn't weigh as much. So.
You should have given him the Steam version of Mr. President.
Yes, I think the Steam version is going to be more. It's going to be more playable. It's a huge game. It's a huge game.
Yeah. I can definitely get the Steam version on my board on my table. I don't know if I can get the other one on my table.
Yeah.
Somebody's saying they were late. What did they miss? Maybe we should tell them to hashtag Vicksburg.
Hashtag Vicksburg. Yeah, it's in the
possibly win a game.
Nobody's winning. We haven't made the giveaway yet. It's hashtag Vicksburg if you're in the U.S. in the 50 states, because the U.S. includes Guam. If you're in Guam, you pay half shipping. If you are in the 50 states or Puerto Rico, because I'm in Puerto Rico, you pay nothing. Outside of that, it's 50% of whatever the shipping is. So,
what about Virgin Islands, Joe? You're right. Sure.
Virgin Islands, man.
He's gonna take.
I guess Virgin Islands is like if it's like Puerto Rico. We're like territories here in the Caribbean. We're all treated more or less the same. So if you're in the Virgin Islands, but I don't know of any of my viewers that is in the Virgin Islands. At least no one has said so. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So that's going to be tough. So now let's take a look. Here we have Summer in Sarajevo. Do you remember how to play this, Ryan?
You got to set it up, Ryan.
That's always the challenge whenever you design a board game. In that, excuse me, you design one board game, you spend so much time doing it, and when you get it done, you push it out of your head so you can start working on the next one, and then you forget all the rules.
I can remember it, Ryan. We'll figure it out.
I do. I remember too. I was just. But that's
your excuse. You're just a designer. I mean,
I know. We have an individual that's been playing Struggle for Zorn and putting a lot of questions on the BGG, and I've been reading them, going over them, and having to go back to the rule book so that I can get back to him and give him all the answers because it's been so long since I last played it. But this is a very simple game. Again, you are playing that right there. That's your counter. That is you. That you are Frankfurt and his wife in the little limousine there, and that'll go on the little start. Right next to the hospital, there's a start square.
Yeah, he's
on there, and I believe everything else is set up other than the assassins and the crowd, which are the other little counters. There should be 11 of them, and they should be face down. Yep. And if you just shuffle those, and we're going to put those onto every space with a circle,
a little dot
or a little circle there. Mm-hmm. All along the Apple Key, and then on the road going up to the museum. Just put one on every single one there.
Now,
and that is the entirety of the setup, if I remember correctly.
I was your chief playtester, I believe.
You were, and so you should know this really well.
I think it came out, that I was only winning about a quarter of them.
Okay.
So it's not as easy. Few choices here and there can make a big difference.
So you got a dice, and that's going to be good for the rolls we're going to need, the assassin roll. But for actual movement, you don't need a die. It's a little bit of a slightly different movement mechanic than you see in some games. You basically have 3 different choices for movement. One choice is that you can move 1 space, stop, resolve, and then move 2 spaces, stop, resolve, and that's the turn. The other option, and you might be wondering why do this, but we'll
see later.
We'll see. The other option is you move 2 spaces, resolve whatever it is, and then move 1 space. And then the final option is you just move 3 spaces. So you'll never move more than 3 spaces. That's considered the fast drive. You move 3 spaces and resolve whatever it is on the third space. But if you do, your danger goes up by 1. That's
Okay.
really all the movement. And you have to go along the route with what is connected by the lines. And you must go to the town hall first. And then, if all goes well, to the museum. If all doesn't go so well, you're going to go back to the hospital and then back to the town hall. So that's kind of the nature of the game. And you have to do it while still healthy. That's
There's
it.
an assassin role here, right? That we
Yep. And that will occur once we reveal whatever the counter is. So depending on whether the counter is an assassin or a crowd member, if it's a crowd person, well, then nothing happens. But if it's a assassin, then there's an assassin role that we have to do. And that could cause more danger. That could cause your health to go, in this case, up. I'm sorry, go down, and danger go up, and et cetera, et cetera. So that's basically the entire extent of the game. And your goal is either to, if you are healthy enough, get to the museum, which is where they were originally trying to go, or in like reality, they went along this Apple Key, kind of a little bit back and forth, and encountered the Black Hand along the way, who were throwing bombs and trying to attack them. One bomb, which destroyed the follow car, injured a bunch of people. And Ferdinand and his wife decided to go to the hospital to go visit those people. And then eventually they took a wrong turn and started going down this one street, and then they kind of had to back out and try to go the other way. And that was at the point that Gabriel Princip, who was famously eating a cheese sandwich at a shop, stepped up onto the sideboard of the car and fired at Franz Ferdinand and his wife, killing both of them. So that's basically the entirety of the game.
Okay, so make the first move.
So you can go. You want me to do it?
Yeah, you go do it, Wes, and
Okay.
I'll make sure we're following the rules.
All right, I'm going to go 2 spaces and then 1. So first move at 2.
The first move is 2.
Oh, whoa, that was weird.
That's really cool, Joe. I'm sorry. That's like
that was
really
weird.
Now you have
What
to.
were you expecting?
I know.
I was just making your hands go down and move it.
No, look, no hands, no hands.
I can't get over that magic there. Hey, so then you flip over the counter it landed on.
Okay, so we're gonna flip the counter we landed on.
Yes.
Let me get just a magnet. Hold it down.
Tech stuff. I don't know what to do. And I'm a tech teacher. To Wes, this is like magic.
I know.
So now we flip that one, right?
Yeah, let's flip the green one.
Oh no!
Oh my God! You hit Princip immediately.
So we have to roll on that chart to see what happens to me.
Okay, let's roll 1d6. And a roll.
A 1. No effect.
No
counter
effect.
stays.
Counter
That's
stays.
good. That's good.
Okay.
All right.
The counter stays. There's no effect to his health. No effect. Princip was there, but wasn't able to get to him. Wasn't able to affect him.
So my choice for movement was 2 plus 1. So now I have to go 1.
Yep. You don't have a choice. Let's see this magic again. Oh, look at that.
And we flip that.
Oh man, you keep hitting the assassins.
I think I didn't shuffle these very well.
Roll again.
What is going on?
On the assassin table, here we go. We roll 1d6. And the roll is a 2.
Okay.
Plus
Adds
danger.
Danger.
Danger goes up 1.
Danger by 1. So danger now is actually at 1. Okay.
It hasn't been too bad in that nothing has impacted you much. Although now look, because we're in the yellow area, when we roll, we're going to have to add 1 to the assassin. Also, it's in some regards it's bad because the guys that were there didn't really reveal themselves, didn't really get to him. So then the police didn't get to them. They haven't been removed. They haven't been captured. So when you try to go back through, you could encounter them again.
It could get me again.
It could get you again.
The guy
Now
at
what?
the corner there, yeah, particularly.
How far to the town hall is it, Wes?
How
What's your
far is
next
it?
move?
Yeah, so I could do if I want to be a little risky and raise the danger because it's not going to affect the assassin roll. Let me just go 3. I'm going to go 3 this time. Try to race to the town hall.
Okay, so you're gonna go
And
3.
if I take if I take a hit on my health chart, I have to go to the hospital. I don't know.
Okay, so he did the 3, so he does need to move the danger level up 1 to
Mhm.
2, unfortunately, and
So
it's a crowd.
okay,
So that
so by
I
doing
gotta,
the 3, do I have to adjust anything?
yeah,
yeah,
move the
the
danger
danger.
level up
By 1, right? It increases by 1.
1.
Yeah.
You got it.
Okay, so now it's at 2. There you go.
So that
Yep.
crowd is there. I mean, you can leave that counter there. You can get rid of it. It doesn't really matter because if you ever land on it, it doesn't do anything. So he's gotten pretty far, and his health is pretty good. So now, basically, he can go immediately into the town hall,
Yeah.
and that'll basically end the turn or the entirety of the movement, and then we'll reset and try to go back the other way, try to get to the museum.
Yeah. Nothing
Okay.
changes on the board though.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that last one, if you're close to it, you can get right into it. Just go right into it. You don't have to try to resolve anything there. So now we have to try to get the other way up through Med Sick and then up to the museum.
and so here's where it matters that I have a clear spot because I can go 1 and then 2. And then I only have to turn over 1 counter. If I went 2 and 1, I'd be turning over both counters. And then
Right.
2. Yeah.
Or you could do
Okay.
3, but
Wanna
you
do
have to
that?
move up the danger.
Yes. So you can scoot all the way to 3 if you want, and we know that I went 1 and then we go
1.
2. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Now 2. Okay.
I want to see so many of my games played on your show, Joe.
That's the point.
So now let's go ahead and flip that counter. Oh my goodness, what is this? What is this middle here going
Right.
on?
Black hand, they're everywhere.
Okay,
I know.
let's
All
go
right.
ahead and roll.
That
So
means
what?
there's got to be some good crowds, up there on the next way. So let's see if I can get this far without
So
any.
what? That increases what? The danger?
No, you have to roll. You
Gotta
roll
roll.
We have
the
to roll
die
again.
and add 1 to the die roll because that's where my danger is.
Oh, I see.
So we got to roll 1 and add
1 to
roll
the
it.
assess. Okay, here we go.
Let's see if he,
Ugh.
okay,
Plus
so
1
that's going to be,
danger minus 1 health.
yep,
Yeah.
plus 1 danger play. Okay, so
The
that's not good.
counter's removed.
Okay, so now we need
Danger.
to look at our health. What is our health at currently?
Well, our health was at 3, so now it's at 2, right?
Yep. So because it's 2 or less, we got to go visit the hospital.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we got injured in the process, or someone in our crew got injured in the process. So now we're not going to make it to the museum. So that entirety of that path going up to the museum is not going to be used for the rest of the game. Our goal now is to get to the hospital, try to heal ourselves up, and then get back to the town hall without dying. That's our goal now.
And we take Popovic off.
Yeah, so
According
take
to
Popovic, he's removed.
the assassin
So
roll.
he got caught when he was trying to assassinate. So
So now
but
it's
now
my turn
Wes,
to decide again, and I'm going to go 3, even though it raises the danger. Right?
Here.
yeah, go ahead. Go
Yeah.
3 and let's flip
Yeah,
it and
because
see
I
what
don't want
happens.
to have to deal with those other 2, but it's going to raise the danger, and then I'm in a real bad spot up there. But I think I can
You
pull
think it's a
this out.
crowd? Nope,
What?
not a crowd.
Who shuffled these?
Danger goes
All
down
right.
into the red area.
So now we do an assassin roll and add 1. And if my health goes to 0, I'm dead. I lost.
I think we're up at. Didn't we go up?
You said it was
Are
a
we up at-
5-minute game? We're playing.
Wait,
look,
where
I can
are
see
we?
why.
Where are we on the danger track? I thought we were up one more.
No, it's still at it's the last part of the of
Oh, is it a bill? Okay, I
1.
thought we'd gone up one more. Okay, so it's still just plus
Okay,
1.
Here goes
Okay,
the
roll it.
assassin roll.
Unless
And
somebody
roll it.
Nope.
5 plus 2 danger, counter removed. I think that's
It
it,
doesn't
right?
matter. 1 danger, 2 dangers. Counter gets removed. Health goes down. Danger goes up. So we're not doing real well here. So let's see what our health is at. It's at 1, right? We're still trying to get to the hospital. So we're still alive, barely.
It's at 1
Okay,
now. Yeah. Was
Wes,
it
you
2?
can, yeah, you can get to the hospital. No
Yeah.
problem.
So 1 health. Yeah, it only went up 1 danger. I think you moved it up 2.
Oh, only 1. Yeah, I moved it 2. That's right. I thought it was 2.
Mhm. Okay. Then
Five.
we go.
A 5 says it was 2 danger. It was a 5, right?
No, but it was a 6.
It added 1.
It was a
Oh,
6.
okay. I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
We're at
Because you have the -1 health,
But
it's only plus 1 danger.
anything else is bad. Now, all right. Now, Ryan, remind me. My health goes back to 3.
Yeah, so you've
Yeah.
done your 3. You're going to do your last little
Oh,
movement
oh,
to the
that
hospital.
move me into the hospital first. Let's move me into the hospital. No
That
danger
last
of
part
not
is
making it.
Wait, it's
no, you don't.
still at 1, right?
Well, now it's going to go back up 1 because you go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Go to the
Go to the
hospital.
hospital.
Okay. So we get to the hospital.
Mm-hmm. And put your health back up 1.
Does it only go up 1?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so. Let me double check.
It's written on the victory
Yep.
path.
Yep. 1. Yep. Goes up 1. And now we got to get
1
back.
health.
Can we
Yeah.
get back and not die? Can we do this in some sort of ingenious way? I think you can. I think you can make this work, Wes, just mechanically.
Well, I'm going to still have to meet 1 person,
At
right?
least. Yeah.
I'm going to
I
go.
can't see the right hand side, so I'm not sure.
I
But
want
yeah,
to meet. I want to meet 1 plus. I'm going to move 1 plus 2. So that's going to back to Princip. How about that? The first guy.
sounds good.
All
So
right,
do
we'll
One
move
1 and then 2.
goes to the start and plus
1,
2, right?
and then I go
Mhm.
2 more.
Okay, well, let's see what he does to you. You still have 2 health.
We roll
Yeah.
again, right?
So the 4th,
Yep.
yeah.
Roll again, but we add 2.
Wait, let me here's the die roll.
I think you're gonna make it.
4
Oh,
4.
so
plus 2
yeah, your
danger.
danger's maxed out.
and a
Okay,
remove.
there's not a loss on danger; it's maxed out. So just put the danger all the way at the top. The counter is removed.
The danger is at maximum. And we
Mhm.
remove Princip.
Yep,
Yep.
remove Princip. But he should be able to do this now. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he can make it. It's a silly little game.
All right. So then, I'll let me. If you can stretch it back a little bit, I can see what's ahead of me. So I want to go 2 and 1. I guess I have to do
Yeah,
towards.
you still got to face 1 more. But I don't think he can completely kill you,
We're gonna do one.
even if it's not a crowd.
Well, um, wasn't there something we should know this, shouldn't we? Isn't there something about if it goes off the danger chart?
I don't remember. No, not that I remember. It just
Okay.
maxes out.
Okay. So let's do.
Oh, it says here it is. If danger is already max, any increase causes -1 health instead.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. So technically, you are down 1 health because
Yeah.
you've gone
So,
up.
hey, Joe, if you'll move me down to my health is 1.
Hmm. So this is critical. You could die on this one.
I know this is die or not.
You remembered that. That was good.
No, I was a developer, man.
I know, but we designed this so long ago.
Uh-huh. Hey,
Okay.
so move me 2 and then move me 1, and we have
1.
to see what this last thing is.
I think it's a crowd. I don't think it's going to be an assassin, but I could be wrong.
Mhm. And just think, everyone, you all can have this for free. All you have to do is print it out and play it, and you get to sign up for the Backer Kit pre-launch.
Yep. Oh, you lucked
Yeah,
out.
did it. Huh?
You lucked out.
Yeah, I lucked out. Then I can move to Town Hall.
Yep. Take your last move.
And then since we won this game, does World War I happen still? And or does we can still play A Forlorn Hope?
My guess would be yes.
What do you
World
say?
War One still happens.
So you won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did win.
Wow.
I didn't think he was going to. I thought he was going to end up dying.
Yeah.
He always does, but not this
A
time.
close call. That car came out. It's full of blood and everything.
Yeah.
Riddled with bullets and
So
Yeah,
if you
no,
go
I-
if you
it's a
go to
miracle
back,
that was a B-17 there.
yeah,
On that punishment. Wow.
go to Backer Kit and
Great.
look up Forlorn Hope. You can follow the campaign, and then there's a link to download this. Or if you go to our website, Wharf Rat Games, and go to the games tab or the games page, there's a link to the Backer Kit campaign, and then follow us on Backer Kit, and then you can download this straight off of Backer Kit. So there's a couple different ways to go. Or if you have any questions, just email us at info@wharfratgames.com. Forlorn Hope is going to be live on BackerKit, and that's when you can actually back it on February 10th in the morning. And if you go and follow, then you will get that notification, that email, et cetera, letting you know that it's now live and you can go right on and back the game. We're going to have big discounts available to people that get there first. So it's really advantageous to follow because
First
you want to
24
get
hours. Yep.
first 24 hours. There will be
Okay.
a $20 looking like a $20 right now. Well, it may change, but right now it's $20 discount off of the MSRP of the game. So really, you want to make sure that you are following so that you can take advantage of that and get that discount. And it helps us as well because if we know you're following, then that tells us some stuff as regards what we think the performance of the game might be. So get on in there, follow us, be part of it. We have probably about God bless 800 followers right now for a brand new company. We feel that's pretty darn good, and we're just building our following. We have more than that. We have like probably 1,000+ people that actually follow us on all our different media. But following the game alone is, as I said, about 800 people. So be one of the 800. Get in there,
Yeah.
and then, like I said, you can get that free game, and then you also get notified that it's live, and you can go back in and be one of the first people to get that big discount on the game. We also will be offering discounts if you want to try to pair up with people and get 2 copies and save on shipping and that sort of stuff. We'll have discounts for retailers, all sorts of fun stuff. We'll have some really cool stretch goals, so the things to add into the game to make them even more interesting, more exciting, better, more fun. So all stuff coming up real soon.
I want to say one thing too. A very much a passion of for our company is that we've done so many Kickstarters and the like, and we wait so long, and it gets very frustrating. I mean, at this point, I like to say, raise your hand if you agree. So what we have as a policy is try to, as soon as the Kickstarter's over, to get the files to the printer in China, and we're working towards that. Now, things can come up. I think at this point we could pretty safely say about a month after the Kickstarter ends, we're going to get the files to the printer. And that's that's one of our biggest goals, though, is to get this to you quickly. Why? Because we want to be known as a company that does that, and it doesn't take long for you to get it. The other reason is because we can go on to our next game, and there's no way we're going to start trying to get you to buy our second game when the first one is not in your hands. So that's interesting
Good
too.
point. Yeah.
And the second game is by a designer named Albert, I believe.
Well, Albert's my first name, but you didn't really have to tell that part, right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's where the rat part comes in, folks. No, but yeah, I have a new war game system. Definitely war game, nothing but a war game, and it's played simultaneously. It's played in real time. It's a few people have played it, and they say, "Wow, I really like this, but it makes me anxious." And you'll learn more about it. But because it's a new system, I said, "What's the most over game subject in the world right now as far as war games?" Joe, what would you say?
D-Day?
Almost. Close.
Barbarossa?
Yeah, you're right in the ballpark. Battle of the Bulge to me, right?
Battle of the Bulge beats both of them. Yeah,
There's so many. So I
by a nose, but it beats, yeah, it's Battle of the Bulge.
purposely
I mean, I would have
chose.
thought Gettysburg, Waterloo, Bulge.
Yeah,
Those would be my three.
That to me, it's like, yeah, Bulge, Gettysburg, Waterloo. But anyway, it's going to be on Battle of the Bulge, and it's a totally different twist. And there's a non-anxious way to play it too. But we'll talk more about that at another time. But that's the second game that we plan to, and we reserve the right to change our plans.
it's the most game subject, but everybody loves it. Come on, let's face it.
Let's hope so. Hope they love this one.
You're the Germans, you're attacking at the beginning. If you're the Americans, you're attacking at the end. So it's good. It's a battle you can trust.
Let's hope so. But I guarantee nobody's got a war game quite like this. So either like it or they're not.
You're taking a look at it, sure. So let's go now to our giveaway here. So we got how many people in the giveaway? Let me see. And I hope it works today. Let me see here.
A lot of people in the giveaway.
Yeah, we got 8 participants in the giveaway. That's weird. Well, it's hashtag Vicksburg. And the rules are very simple. If you're in the 50 states or Puerto Rico, no shipping. You don't have to pay anything. Everything is free. If you're outside of those places, we split the shipping. And maybe a couple of years from now, when we have I don't know, a big multinational corporation sponsoring this live stream, then you don't have to pay shipping even if you're in any part of the world. But that's for now. That's it. So we're going to do the giveaway in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. And the winner is Gary Vander Plug. Sorry, I think I botched your second last name, but Gary, congratulations. Write to me at stukajoe@gmail.com with your address, and I do one thing to ensure me that this Gary Vanderplug and not somebody passing as Gary Vanderplug wins the game. I'll ask you to write a specific word in the comment section of the video, and then I'll know it's you, and I'll send the game your way. So please write to me at stukajoe@gmail.com. stukajoe@gmail.com. I should have put that in the comments. I'll have that for the next one. stukajoe@gmail.com. And I'll be shipping that to you tomorrow. And
congratulations.
Congratulations. I don't know if you are in the United States or not. Vanderplug. Okay. I don't know if you're in the United States or in Europe, but if you're in the United States, don't worry about shipping. So,
congratulations.
Congratulations. Christoph Vanderplug sounds Dutch also. I think this channel is turning into a Dutch. And you well, Christoph is not Dutch. Christoph is in Belgium. So this is the Low Countries channel something. It's there. I see the proclivity here.
He says
he's Dutch.
He's in Florida.
Oh, he's in Florida. Okay. So no shipping for you, Gary. You're lucky. I was scared there. Oh, this is going to Amsterdam. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. Congratulations, Gary. Write to me, stukajoe@gmail.com. stukajoe@gmail.com with your address. I'll send you a keyword to write down in the comment section, and then I'll send you another email that says yes, and the game will be shipped to you. Okay. Dutch heritage for sure. That's right. So that's going to be it for today. We have a winner. We have our 2 guests. It's the first time I do an interview with this setup, and everything I think went pretty good. I mean, there were still some little bumps, but everything with practice gets better. So I want to thank Ryan and Wes
Thank
for
you, Joe.
doing this.
Thank you.
This is and I'd like to see you guys whenever you come out with a new game, and if you have a prototype that we can play. I guess by what you spoke, your games are not going to have huge stacks of counters nor 5-6 maps, so they can be shown on TV. Something like what we did with A Summer in Sarajevo. We can play a game for an hour and show how the game works. And it's something that I'm looking forward to. So I want to thank both of you. And I want to thank our viewers for tuning in. I know this is a new format, but we'll have another one tomorrow. Tomorrow we have Daniel Hernandez Iniesta, who's a designer from Spain that I met at the Bellota Con. I'm actually going to the Bellota Con next week in Spain. And he's not going to go this year, but I've met him before. And he has a game that came out in C3I, the magazine, which is the Defense of Cadiz, which has one thing that called my attention. I told him he beat Michael Rinella to it somehow. It's a solitaire game where the attackers move, because Mike Rinella does fantastic games, solo games. I love them, Manila, Stalingrad, but the AI side doesn't move too much. In Manila, they counterattack. I don't know yet about I have the Berlin game, haven't played it yet. But in this one, the AI, the Dutch who are attacking Cadiz, they actually move, and they move differently each time. So they are an elusive AI foe in paper and cardboard. So that's something I told him. You should check it. Could be a first somehow. So that's going to be tomorrow, and that's going to be at 6 p.m. Atlantic. I think that's 7 p.m. Or no, was it here? It's 1. You guys are in Eastern time.
1 hour earlier, right?
1 hour earlier. So it's going to be 5 p.m. Over there in Eastern time. So I want to thank our guest, Wes Crawford, Ryan Heilman, and thank each one of you. Guys, don't hang up. I'm going to play the outro, and I'll be talking to you, Ryan and Wes, behind the scenes. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
This is Stuka
Thanks.
Joe, and see you next time.